How do? Welcome back to Witcombe Park Farm. We are into May. All of the fields have been fertilised. The silage has just finished fermenting from the last cut. So we'll go down and have a look, see how much we've got in a little bit. We're in the top field doing the spraying. I've done the two smaller funny shaped fields bit farm already because the AI worker doesn't like those. But the plan is get this one done and the next top field done. I'll then set the AI worker doing the two spud fields and the two fields down the bottom whilst we get some food into cows. Just wanted to apologise for the lack of videos over the past 10 days. It's been a little bit rough at my house at the minute. We had to put our 15-year-old dog to sleep, so the kids have not taken very well to that. My daughter decided to stay in a room and not eat, so we had to deal with that, and I've not been in the right frame of mind to record, but hopefully now we're through the worst of it. Wanted to get back into it. It does take my mind off things and I enjoy doing it, so. But anyway, enough doom and gloom. We are getting seriously close to harvest time again, and it's going to be an absolute massive harvest this year, I think. We've got the new field next to us. We've got the spuds. We've got all of the poppy, all of the linseed. It's going to be a big job. I think it's going to span probably at least 2 months. Couple of episodes, I reckon. We have got the two harvesters and the spud harvester. But I would imagine part of the way through that as well, the grass is going to be ready for its next cut. So we cut it in April. So that'll take us to July, which is the start of the harvest. So it's going to be a busy old harvest for year 6. I'll just bring this to a stop whilst we have a look at the map. So I have done already 45 and 46. I'm on with 34, so we'll do 34, 35. And I'll get the AI worker to do 43, 44. They're the spud fields, and then 51 and 61, possibly, how I might take over, depending on how we get on. We need to get some food to the cows. The milking parlour's looking pretty good. It's going through a lot of silage though, so we need to get that topped up. Already got 8,000, nearly 9,000 litres of milk. So we need to have a look at how we operate that milking parlour as well. The Herefords are taking a way lot less food because they're only calves, so they don't eat as much. So I just need to work out the peak time to sell those to make maximum profits. Looking at the calendar, like I say, July will be the start of the harvest for us. The poppy is July, linseed is July, and the spuds are not until August. So if we can get the majority of the grain done in July, that frees up for the spud harvest in August. Do have a little bit of leeway though. We don't have to harvest it all in the 1 month. So I'll get this field and the next field done on a quick little time lapse. We'll hand it over to the AI worker, and we'll start to get the cows fed. Right, that looks pretty good to me. Nice and easy with that sprayer. So we'll head down to the spud fields. We'll get the AI worker going on those. And we'll deal with the cows. Okay, he's away, and I've just checked. He's not set to buy, because we've got 3,000 litres of herbicide just and we barely used any with the See and Spray. So that's sound. What have we got? Still got 22,500 litres left from our previous silage pile. I have installed manual tipping as well, so it should be a little bit easier. Whilst we're over here, let's just have a quick look at the silage. So it is ready, and we've got 216,000 litres this time round, which is pretty good, if I even do say so myself, bearing in mind that we've lost the third field. So that's only 2 fields. And I don't think it was 100% fertilised, if I remember rightly. So that's good. That'll be more than enough to keep the cows going. I think we're always going to have a decent amount of silage. So they didn't take much at all. What have we got? 4,861 litres. We may need, just to top this up a bit, get a couple of buckets in with wheel loader. Ready for the Herefords. So let's just get this uncovered. Look how lush that linseed looks in the distance. That pale blue looks amazing. Alright, let's jump in the wheel loader, get a couple of buckets in, get the Herefords fed. I do want to have a look in the sale. There's not much we need, but there is a couple of bits we need. We need a... well, really, we need a manure spreader and a slurry spreader to make the most of our cows. We also need a tanker. Now, normally when I get tankers, I'll get one that goes on the lorry. But we just need to see how we're going to get on with a lorry in this farm. It's very tight, but that's the milk filling point. No, it's not. That's the slurry filling point. Milk filling point is there, just to the left of us. Should be able to reverse a lorry into there fairly easily. It's just a case of then, can we get it off the farm and onto the main road and down to wherever we're selling it to without too much hassle. Could always get a dolly, I suppose, and connect it to a trailer, a tractor, but I do hate dollies, I'm not going to lie. They're a pain in the arse, and we do have to reverse it around a corner to get into the milking parlour. So we'll see if there's anything in the sale. If we can get a cheap lorry and a cheap tanker, then that might be the go. But I do want to get a manure spreader and a slurry spreader before the next planting season. Just so we've got that there, and it'll improve our precision farming score. Even though we're nearly, I think we're in the high 90s, I think. But it should take us up to like, I don't know, 99, if not 100. Which is always good. The better the precision farming score, the more money we're going to get. I think that'll do for now. A couple of buckets. Just gonna leave this here, I think, in the silo. Ready for when we need her again. We should, I'm hoping we should be able to get this alright with manual tipping. If not, we may have to buy a smaller trailer. Simply just for the Herefords. because it is a very low roof, this one. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. That's a little bit frustrating, especially with manual tipping on. Unless we can... How far out can we go? Oh, we can get a bit in. Oh, that'll do us. I think that's probably filled it up. Like I said, I didn't need much. But we are going to need a smaller trailer. Just for the Herefords. We'll keep this one, obviously, because it's the 100,000 litre one. Which we need for selling the spuds. And it's absolutely fine in the milking parlour shed. So, that's fine. Not ideal, but it is what it is. We need to have a look in the sale now. I might even... See, after weeding, there's nothing for us to do until July when we start the harvest. Which I do want to start today. I suppose once he's finished that spud field though, we could just put him onto these bottom two seed fields. Get them done. We could pass through to July. We could start the harvest and he could do the second spud field. Let's have a look in the sale first. How much more has he got to do in his current field? Yeah, it's nearly done. I think he's just finishing off with a headland. So let's have a look in the sale, see if it's out for us. So we've got a couple of slurry tankers. They're not too bad. That would probably be the one I'd go with because it's got the bigger capacity. I would want the John Deere manure spread in. So we could get that on a higher purchase. £2 a month, but we would pay it off. Probably get it over 10 years. £2 a month, well, 1,200 quid a month, but we'd pay it off when we come to selling time at Christmas. That's an option. We're going to need the spreading system to go along with it. But other than that, there's nothing really for us. So the question is, do we spend the majority of our money on that? I think we do. Really. Because we're going to need it. Yeah, let's get that. Get it on a 10-year. £6 okay, let's buy that. We do need to have a look at the spreader that goes along with it. Let me just see if the iWork is finished. Yes, he has. So I'm going to get him going on the big grain field whilst we carry on browsing the store. Like I said, I want to get this done. I want to start harvesting, like, now, really. Okay, so he's off on the hill field. We'll leave him to it. We'll head back into the store. Not giving me a combination for that. Samson Agro Pro Genesis. So it's that one, nearly £250,000 full price, so we've got a bargain there. We'd want that one at 36 metres. But that's another 125k. But we're not going to need it. until we get into planting, so we can hang fire on that. Just seeing what we can get in a small cheap trailer for those Herefords. So that's the sort of size I'd looking at, but it only takes 1600 litres, so it'd be pointless. Maybe that one. Takes 8000 litres. That could be the go-to, but again, we're not going to be getting it now. So all the rest of them are pretty big. Okay, that's fine. What's going on here? I'm going to wait for this guy to finish the hill field. It's probably going to have to do... 61 will only take a couple of minutes, but 53 needs doing. 44 is the spud field. I think I'll leave him to do 51. Problem is we can't spray off when it's ready to harvest, so it's got to be done either this month or next. Okay, yeah, I think we'll just wait for him to finish. I'm just going to fill the CLAAS trailer up with silage whilst we wait. And then we can go from there. Okay, and just like that, we are into July. Just started on the top field with the CLAAS. We've got the John Deere behind on the baler. We've got the Fendt going on the hill field. And I think the New Holland's following behind him with the baler. I've got the new Vulture just sat there, you can just see him in the distance, waiting to cart, and the old Vulture is carting from the bottom field. The Nemesis is just on the spud field, weeding that. Everything else is done, weeded, ready to harvest. The new field, this one is not ready to harvest yet, so that'll be next month. Spuds will obviously be next month. The grass fields are ready to go as well. So we're going to have a busy old month in July. Cows are up today and fed, apart from the Herefords, because we need to get that smaller trailer. But yeah, I think all in all, we are going to be absolutely smashing it this harvest. I've started separating off the linseed from the poppy oil as well, down at the oil mill, because we need the linseed oil, we need that for the potato factory, potato processing plant, so we need to keep that separate. And the Fendt already nearly has a full tank, which is crazy time. I suppose he's doing linseed though, so it fills up a lot quicker than the poppy does. So we'll crack on. I'm going to do this field. I was hoping to do 35 as well, but that's not ready. So I think after this one, I will move down to 53, I think. And then the Fendt can do 45, 46. So yeah, that's the plan. I forget how quickly that little harvester fills up, especially with a linseed. Not doing too badly in this top field though. Just going to take this down to the silo. I think next year I want to get rid of that little harvester and buy another one of these Lexions. I know we could keep it, but I can't. I struggle to keep up with bloody 2 harvesters, let alone 3, so I think we're just going to upgrade that one to another Lexion. It's come with a bigger tank and obviously a bigger header, so it should be all round a lot better. The smaller Vulture is slightly struggling with a hill field carting on there, but it is, as we know, a massively steep field, so it's getting the job done. It's just dropping speed sometimes. So we'll get this one emptied into the silo, get back up to the top field. We need to get the second Vulture emptied as well. And we have got, because we bought those extra tractors, we have got a couple of tractors spare. So what I'm going to do, I think, as well, is get the... Hang on. Have I just... I have. I've disconnected the trailer. I'm going to get the Nemesis going on the grass. So we can get that mowed. And then in between episodes I can get it all collected up and into the silage pit. It's only 2 fields, so it probably won't even take that long. But yeah, we're plodding along quite nicely at this point in time. We do need to get some linseed and pop it into the oil mill. But there's about just over 20,000 litres in there at the moment, so it should last until the harvest is complete and we can have a look at our totals. I might not even need manual tipping if we get the smaller trailer for that cowshed. It is a great mod, don't get me wrong, and it's really useful in situations where you've got a low roof shed. But if you don't need it, it just makes things a little bit more difficult. Certainly if you're trying to set follow me going, which is the right control and F to set that going. If you've got a trailer hooked up, obviously when you press right control it starts the tipping process, so the trailer is fully tipped when it's driving, which is it's a pain in the arse, especially on this map. I was driving up to the top field with the trailer fully tipped and it got stuck on a tree, so I might turn it off because I don't think we will need it. Like I said, we'll get a smaller trailer for the cow barn. AI worker is blocked by an object. Let's just have a quick look, see what that is. Yeah, they're blocking each other. He's not doing too badly though, to be fair. He's nearly done with the ups and downs. I've set him to do the headland last. Try and make it a bit easier on the follower. As you can see though, we have got crop destruction off. Still off from when we did the potatoes. It just makes life a little bit easier. So we're going to leave it off for the time being. We'll get this back up to the top field. We need to get the other Vulture emptied and back up to unload the Fendt. And then we can carry on and get this top field finished. Maybe head down to the next one. Like I said, I do want to get the Nemesis going on the mowing as well. And then we can have the old Fendt rowing, and we'll still have a tractor left over. We'll have the new Fendt Vario left over. So I was thinking about setting mulching, but then I remembered we've got to clear the bloody clear the bales first, so can't do that yet. But that's fine. We're not in any sort of rush. We've got plenty of time. This can probably take a bit more actually before we unload. Got to keep one eye on the cash as well with that 300 quid, so we are going to have to take a small loan. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can sell. I don't think. Maybe the straw blower, possibly, actually. How much is that worth? Because we don't need that. Oh yeah, that's worth 13 grand nearly. That's interesting, but it is absolutely knackered, so it might be worth us just, if we take a small loan out, a couple of grand to get us through the II workers, we could repair that straw blower, sell it off down at shop, and we'll get a bit more money for it. Let's bear that in mind. Right, the Nemesis is mowing. We've emptied out the Vulture and it is refilling again. Let's just take out a small loan so we've got enough for our workers. £20 grand. 2 years, why not? 800 quid a month. So that'll give us enough to keep us workers going, and hopefully enough to repair that straw blower, which we can sell off and probably just pay that loan straight back. Right, let's get this field finished. Well, we had a lot going on that time lapse. Finished mowing the first field, so we got the old Fendt out with a rower. The New Holland kept getting stuck behind the Fendt combine. Joys of AI. But old reliable CLAAS absolutely smashed its way through this field with no issues whatsoever. So that is good. So in between episodes, because we're coming to the end of our time for this one, I'm going to get the bales collected in this field so it's ready for mulching. And we'll leave the eye worker to finish harvesting the hill field whilst I collect up the grass and get that into the silage pit and covered ready for fermentation. I have just got one eye on the weather report though, because it says there is some rain on the way. So let's have a look. What time's the rain coming in? Oh, it's not. So there's no rain until next month. Strange how it's showing it in the weather report. Well, that's fine. Absolutely fine, because the last thing we need really is rain. When we come back next episode then, the grass will be done, these bales will be collected, we'll be starting mulching this field, and we will continue our harvest. Just going to get this lined up. So what have we got left to do? Still got quite a bit. 35 obviously we're not going to be able to do until August. So I will do, next episode I'll do 53. We'll set the Fendt going on 61. And then that just leaves us 45 and 46 for the month of July. And then the spuds will be ready in August. So that's pretty good, to be honest. That's pretty good going. We will be back now to our normal schedule, which will be Tuesdays and Fridays for the Witcombe Park Let's Play, and then Sundays for either tutorials or mod reviews. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please smash that like button. Subscribe if you want to help me out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.